Imagine holding a whole world in your hands, a small glass jar, sealed tightly shut. Inside, there is a miniature landscape. It has soil at the bottom, a little bit of water, and a tiny green plant reaching for the light. But it is not alone. In the water and on the glass, a layer of green algae is also growing. This sealed jar is a complete, self-contained ecosystem. Nothing can get in, and nothing can get out. It is a tiny planet Earth, all on its own. It has its own air, its own water cycle, and its own inhabitants. This little world is about to become the stage for a silent, yet dramatic battle for life itself. What happens inside this closed environment is a fascinating story. It is a story of competition and survival. The two green life forms, the plant and the algae, both need the same things to live. They need the warmth and energy from sunlight. They need the water that cycles inside the jar. They need the air, specifically the carbon dioxide, to breathe and make their food. And they need the nutrients hidden within the soil and water. But in a small, sealed space, these resources are limited. There is only so much to go around. This sets the stage for a slow, unfolding contest to see which form of life will thrive and which will struggle. This simple experiment is more than just a fun project. It is a window into how nature works on a much grander scale. The quiet struggle inside this jar mirrors the constant competition that happens in forests, oceans, and grasslands all over our planet. Every day, living things compete for light, water, and food. Understanding what happens in our little glass world can teach us big lessons about the delicate balance of ecosystems. It shows us how different species interact, and how the presence of one can dramatically affect the survival of another. It is a story of life, told on the smallest of scales. So, let us begin our journey into this miniature world. We will watch as these two green contenders face off. It is a slow-motion duel, fought not with claws or teeth, but with roots and cells. The prize is not a trophy, but life itself. The outcome is not certain. It depends on many small factors, a delicate dance of advantage and disadvantage. Who will gain the upper hand in this enclosed battleground? Will it be the structured complex plant, or the simple, fast-growing algae? The showdown in our sealed jar is about to begin, and it promises to reveal some of nature's most fundamental rules. First, let us properly introduce our contenders. On one side, we have the plant. Perhaps it is a small aquatic fern or a sprig of Elodea. It has what we recognize as a proper body. It has roots that anchor it into the soil, a stem that gives it structure, and leaves that are like tiny, solar panels. These different parts all have specific jobs. The roots are brilliant at pulling nutrients and water from the soil. The stem helps it reach upwards, towards the precious sunlight, and the leaves are perfectly designed to capture that light and perform the magic of photosynthesis, turning light and air into energy. Plants are the architects of the green world. On the other side we have algae. Algae are much simpler. They are often just single cells or simple colonies of cells living together. They do not have true roots, stems, or leaves. Think of them as a green slime or a fuzzy coating on the rocks and glass. But do not underestimate them, because of their simplicity. This simplicity is their secret weapon. Every single cell of an alga can do everything it needs to survive. Each cell can absorb water and nutrients directly from its surroundings. And each cell can perform photosynthesis. They are incredibly efficient and self-sufficient little life forms. The key difference between them is this structure. A plant is a complex organism with specialized parts. It is like a well-organized city, where different workers have different jobs. The roots are miners, the stem is a highway, and the leaves are the power stations. This specialization allows plants to grow tall and strong, to build complex structures that can give them a real advantage in the fight for light. They can grow above their competitors, casting them into shadow. This organization and complexity is a hallmark of what we call higher plants, and it has served them well across the globe. Algae, in contrast, are more like a sprawling, unorganized village. There are no specialized workers. Everyone does everything for themselves. This means they cannot build tall structures like plants can. But it also means they can grow incredibly fast. Since every cell is a self-contained factory, they can reproduce and spread with astonishing speed, given the right conditions. They can quickly cover surfaces, turning the water cloudy and coating everything in a layer of green. Their strategy is not to grow tall, but to grow wide and fast, overwhelming a space with sheer numbers. This simple, rapid approach makes them a formidable opponent. Now, The jar is sealed, and the contest starts. The first and most important resource they fight for is sunlight. Both the plant and the algae need light for photosynthesis, the process that creates their food. The plant, with its leaves, tries to position itself to catch as much sunlight as possible. It might grow its stem longer to get closer to the top of the jar, where the light is strongest. Its broad leaves are designed to maximize the surface area for catching those vital rays. For the plant, getting enough light is its primary mission, and it will direct all its energy towards achieving that goal. But the algae have their own strategy for capturing light. They begin to multiply in the water itself. At first, it is just a slight green tinge, but soon, millions and millions of tiny algae cells are floating in the water column. They are suspended right in the path of the sunlight, intercepting it before it can even reach the plant's leaves below. The water becomes cloudy, then murky, and then a thick pea soup green. The algae are essentially creating a living curtain, blocking the light from their competitor. Every single algal cell is a tiny sun catcher, stealing a little bit of energy for itself. Next is the competition for nutrients. In the small world of the jar, there is a finite amount of food. These are minerals like nitrates and phosphates, which are dissolved in the water and stored in the soil. The plant uses its specialized roots to draw these essential nutrients up from the soil. Its root system is an intricate network designed to mine the earth for everything it needs. But the algae are competing for the very same minerals. Since their cells are floating directly in the water, they can absorb these dissolved nutrients instantly, before the plant's roots even have a chance to find them. This creates a two-front war for the plant. It is being starved of light from above and starved of nutrients from below. The algae's rapid growth consumes the dissolved minerals at an incredible rate, depleting the water's food supply. The plant may have deep roots, but if the algae use up all the nutrients that cycle through the water, the soil will not be replenished. It is a battle of speed versus strategy. The algae's simple, fast-absorbing nature gives them a huge advantage in a small, enclosed body of water, making it very difficult for the more complex plant to keep up. Over time, one competitor will likely gain a decisive advantage. In many cases, the victor in this tiny war is the algae. Their sheer speed and efficiency are perfectly suited for this environment. They reproduce so quickly that they can overwhelm the system. As the water becomes thicker and greener with algae, less and less light can penetrate to the plant's leaves. The plant, unable to photosynthesize, begins to weaken. Its leaves may turn yellow and start to decay. It is effectively being starved of energy in a world that is still full of light, but a light it can no longer reach. As the plant weakens and starts to break down, it releases the nutrients it was storing in its leaves and stem back into the water. For the algae, this is a huge bonus. It is like their defeated opponent is now providing them with a final feast. This new surge of nutrients fuels an even more explosive bloom of algae. The water becomes an even thicker green soup, and the jar's ecosystem is thrown completely out of balance. The algae have won the competition so completely that they have eliminated their rival. The once diverse miniature world is now dominated by a single, simple life form. However, this victory can be short-lived. By eliminating the plant and growing so uncontrollably, the algae may have sealed their own doom. With so many algae cells, the resources in the jar will be used up at an incredible speed. Eventually, even the nutrients from the decaying plant will run out. The algae population will become too large for the tiny world to support. They will have consumed everything. A massive die-off may follow, and the clear green water will turn into a brown, murky mess. In the end, their complete victory leads to a total collapse of the system. This simple jar teaches us a profound lesson about nature. It shows that ecosystems need balance and diversity to remain healthy. When one species becomes too dominant, like the algae, it can destroy the very system it depends on. In a healthy forest or lake, there are checks and balances. There are animals that eat algae, and other factors that keep any one species from taking over completely. Our sealed jar, without these balancing forces, shows what happens in their absence. It is a powerful reminder that competition is a part of nature, but balance is the key to long-term survival for everyone.